Over the weekend, I dove deep into research about founder-led companies, and you won't believe some of the data that I found. And I always sense that this is a critical component in beating the stock market, but the statistics are so astounding that it's almost beyond belief. Apple was co-founded by Steve Jobs in 1976. He built it. Then he was kicked out in 1985, and the board of directors begged him to return to the company in 1997 to save the company from bankruptcy because corporate suits drove it into the ground in his absence. They destroyed Apple. It was days away from insolvency. Visionaries that start businesses in kitchens or garages are a rare breed. Here's what Steve Jobs' return to Apple led to. We're talking about a 376,000% return since 1981. Between 1997 and today, we're talking about making 2,000 times one's initial investment. In real world terms, that's like taking an initial $10,000 investment and growing it to $2 million. And then there's Google, which was founded on September 4th, 1998 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin while they were PhD students. It's another perfect example of founder-led companies and their miraculous performance. Since it IPO'd in 2004, shares have soared 50-fold. So an initial $20,000 investment in Google would now be worth $1 million. Amazon's Jeff Bezos is another example of a company whose leader showed persistence through the years. He founded Amazon from his garage in Bellevue, Washington on July 5th, 1994, with the crazy idea of offering an online marketplace for books. Well, the appreciation in Amazon stock is unrivaled. Even if you only saw the value in Amazon in 2006, you'd be up 80-fold. Putting $12,500 into it would have turned into $1 million today. Founder-led companies are incredibly special. The examples are many. Let's just talk about NVIDIA. $20,000 in 1999 would be worth $10 million just 2 decades later. Salesforce. $16,000 just 16 years ago would be worth over $1 million today. Each of these businesses has netted returns in the thousands of percent. Standing by those Steve Jobs founder-led companies has paid off big time for me over the years because you can catch that enthusiasm of a founder who has everything to lose. The key, though, is to find a founder-led company that is still new, is still small, and is in an industry that is experiencing a full-blown revolution. That's where I like to put my money. And the one that I found is Bush Food, right there on the screen. And their ticker symbol is VGGIF. Their market cap is only $15 million. Much smaller than companies on the S&P 500, by the way, whose average market cap is $67 billion. Let me say this again. This is without a doubt a time-sensitive opportunity since the stock, VGGIF, just started trading in the United States last week. And I'm giving you this one before the whole investment community gets wind of it. It would take weeks for Wall Street to catch wind of this, but by that time, this price might not be $15 million for the company. This is big. This is a huge moment. If you've never bought stock in your life, and even if you have to know that to buy shares of VGGIF, you have to do it through one of the larger brokerages like TD Ameritrade, Schwab, Interactive Brokers. I personally use E-Trade. You could use Fidelity, Vanguard, any of the traditional brokers. You might need to even set your settings to allow for OTC stocks. This is our chance to be so early on the plant-based foods trend that is sweeping North America, with or without us. This is a company that went public just 4 months ago, yet its products are already on shelves of 400 stores in Canada already, and it just announced expansion into the United States. Among the many retailers Bush Food is in, you're not going to believe this, Whole Foods. This is one that Amazon acquired in 2017. Whole Foods has more than 500 stores in North America, along with a growing presence in the United Kingdom and beyond. Then IGA, which has expanded over the decades into an American chain of grocery stores that operates in more than 30 countries. IGA has 5,000 store locations around the world, including more than 1,100 stores in 45 U.S. states. Then there's Safeway, which in early 2015 completed a merger transaction with Albertsons, and the newly combined private company operates 2,200 grocery stores in 33 states. The plant-based food industry is gaining heat. UBS actually projects that plant-based food industry will skyrocket from $5 billion to $85 billion in less than 10 years. Nearly a quarter of Americans have consumed plant-based meat products, according to a new report published by a market research firm, Packaged Foods. I know my sister personally couldn't wait for when Beyond Meat launched their Impossible Burger, I think it was called. She went crazy for it. She's plant-based, and she couldn't wait to taste this thing. She's not alone. Health Focus International has also reported that a staggering 17% of U.S. consumers now eat a predominantly plant-based diet, also referred to as flexitarians. And the health benefits are off the charts. In only a short amount of time of 18 months, the company has been able to establish a distribution to over 375 notable retailers, introduce award-winning products, place 6 nutritionally balanced and frozen plant-based meals already on the shelves, introduced 3 tasty plant-based heat and eat refrigerated meals in July of 2021. But to me, the biggest imminent catalyst is their U.S. expansion. I also see huge potential in the branding and supply alliance with one of the largest plant-based food companies in the world and a distribution deal with one of the largest natural food distributors in North America. Yes, Boosh has a branding and supply alliance with Beyond Meat, which is currently used in 2 Boosh entrees. Its current market cap is approximately dozens of % less than its nearest competitor. So keep that in mind, because finding a publicly traded company with a market cap of 15 million is rare. This is a very early stage company. This company has an excellent management team, high quality products, a large distribution network, and an alliance with Beyond Meat, arguably the face of the plant-based foods movement. Boosh Food shares right now are up over 100% in a few months. So investors are definitely realizing what is going on here. So do your own research immediately on Boosh. I personally am not going to miss this plant-based revolution from an investing perspective. I think it is an absolute game changer, as I have incorporated way more plant-based foods into my diet and into our family's diet. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Drop me a comment below and check in the field below as well, because we will have that stock ticker so you can do your own immediate research. We'll see you next time, everyone.